Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Now let us discuss about kingdom Protista. All single-celled eukaryotes are placed under Protista, but the boundaries of this kingdom are not well defined. What may be a photosynthetic protist? To one biologist may be a plant to another. Chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, smile molds, protozoans under Protista. The member of Protista are primarily aquatic. This kingdom forms a link with the other, dealing with plants and animals and fungi. Being eukaryotes, the Protistan cell body contains a well-defined nucleus and other membrane bond organelles. Some have flagella or cilia. Protistas reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. It was first discovered by Arndt Haeckel in 1866. Physiologically, kingdom Protista act as the connecting link between the kingdom Monera and the complex multicellular kingdom fungi, plantae and animae. The kingdom Protista includes the following categories such as dinoflagellates, chrysophytes, euglenoids, smile molds and protozoans. Now let us discuss the general characteristics of kingdom Protista. These are mostly aquatic organisms. Some Protistas also live in bodies of animals as parasites. The cells are eukaryotic. They contain membrane bond cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, ATS ribosomes, etc. Locomotion may occur either by Pidisopodia, examples in amoeba, cilia in paramecium. Wriggling sporozoans, non-flagellates and mucilages in some Protistas like diatoms. Diatoms do not have any organelles for locomotion. Protistas show a various mode of nutrition such as photosynthetic, holophytic, dinoflagellates, diatoms and euglenoids. Holozoic mode of nutrition occurs in protozoans like amoeba and paramecium. Saprobic or saprotropic occurs in smile molds. Parasitic occurs in Entomibia, Plasmodium, etc. Mixotropic nutrition occurs in Euglenia. Symbiotic in some zooflagellates like Trichonymphae and Lophomonas occurs. Most of the Protistas are aerobic. However, some Protistas that live at the bottom of aquatic habitat can respire anaerobically. Protistas reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. Now let us discuss the major groups of Protista. Protista algae, photosynthetic Protista. These cryptocytes form the main parts of phytoplankton. These include cryptophytes, dinoflagellates and euglenoids, smile molds, protozoans, etc. First, let us discuss about chrysophytes. This group includes diatoms and golden algae. They are found in fresh water as well as in marine environments. They are microscopic and float passively in water currents. Most of them are photosynthetic. In diatoms, the cell wall forms two thin overlapping cells which fit together as in a soap box. The walls are embedded with silica and thus the walls are indestructible. Thus, the diatoms have left behind a large amount of cell wall deposits in their habitat. This accumulation over billions of years is referred as the diatomyceous earth. Being gritty, this soil is used in polishing, filtration of oils and syrups. Diatoms are the chief producers in the oceans. Now let us discuss in detail about diatoms. Diatoms occurs in all aquatic and moist terrestrial habitat and are also known as chief producer in the ocean. They peel up at the bottom from water reservoirs and form big heaps called diatomaceous earth. They are microscopic unicellular organisms of different shapes such as circles, semicircles, triangular, spindle-shaped, boat-shaped, etc. The body wall of diatoms is made up of cellulose impregnated with glass like silica. The cell wall has two overlapping halves like sap box called cell, that is lid on a lower half fitted together. Diatoms are variously colored, do not possess flagella except in the reproductive state. Each cell has a large center vacuole. Chloroplasts are yellowish brown to reddish brown. They contain chlorophylls A and C. The food is reserved in the form of oils and leucocene polysaccharide. Diatoms mostly reproduced asexually by binary fusion. Sexually reproduction varies from isogamy to oogamy. Examples are Avicula, Amphiplularia, Cimbella, etc. Let us discuss the economic importance of diatoms. Diatoms are economically important in the following ways. Diatoms are very important in photosynthesizers. Diatomite deposits are often accompanied by petroleum fields. These are used as a cleaning agent in toothpaste and metal polishes and are also used in filtration of oil and syrups. Diatoms are used as insulation material in refrigerators, boilers and furnace, etc. These are also used to make soundproof rooms. Diatoms are also very good pollution indicators. Now let us discuss about golden algae. Desmids. These are unicellular green algae. Their cell walls have distinct halves. Sexual reproduction occur by conjugation. These are usually found in fresh water and act as indicators of polluted water. Now let us discuss about dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are mainly marine and photosynthetic organisms. There are about 1,000 species of photosynthetic protistas. These organisms are mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red depend on the main pigment present in their cells. The cell wall has stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. Most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and other transversely in a furrow between the wall plates. Very often, red dinoflagellates undergo such rapid multiplication that they make the sea appear red or red tides. Toxins released by such a large number may even kill other marine animals such as fishes, etc. in the ocean habitat. Now let us discuss the general characteristics of dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are important in phytoplanktons. Most of them are marine, but some occurs in fresh water. They appear in yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending on the main pigment, which we already discussed previously, and it is present in the cells. The cell walls in dinoflagellates is present and it is composed of number of plates made up of cellulose. Some dinoflagellates like Goniotax grow in a large number in a sea and make the water look red and form red tide. Toxins are released by such large numbers, even it kill other aquatic animals. The cells usually possess two flagella which are different types. One flagellum is transfer arising from the anterior part. The other flagellum arises in the vertical furrow. Both of these flagella beat in different directions. The nucleus is bigger in size, named as mesokaryon. Chromosomes do not have histone and RNA. The cell possesses an osmoregulatory organelle caused capsule, which superficially looks like contractile vacuole. Dinoflagellates reproduce asexually through cell division or by formation of zoospores and cysts. Varieties of eye spots occur in dinoflagellates. Some of them are like ocelli. They preserve food in store in the form of starch and oils. Now let us discuss about euglenoids. Euglenoids live in fresh aquatic habitats and damp soils. Majority of them are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. Instead of a cell wall, they have a protein-rich layer called pellicule which makes their body flexible. They do not have flagella. They have two flagella, a short and a long one. Though they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, when deprived of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms. Interestingly, the pigments of euglenoids are identical to those present in higher plants, examples like euglena. The characteristic features of euglenoids are described in below as follows. They are unicellular flagellate protistas. The body is covered by thin and flexible pellicule. It lacks cellulosic cell wall. Euglenoids have two flagella, usually one long and one short. They perform creeping movements by expansion and contraction of their body. This phenomena is called metabolism. Nutrition is halophytic, saprobic and halozoic. The mode of nutrition is called mixotropic. The photosynthetic pigments included chlorophyll A and B. These reserve food in the form of carbohydrates. These are called paramammalian bodies. Euglenoids reproduce asexually through cell division by formation of zoospores and cysts. A variety of eye spots occurs dinoflagellates. Some of them are like ocelli, and these store food in the form of starch and oils. Euglenoids reproduce by longitudinal binary fusion under favorable conditions. The Plamella stage is found during unfavorable conditions. Examples: Euglena, Perineuma, Eutreptia. Euglena is considered as a plant as well as animal. It also called as plant animal. The plant and animal features are chloroplast and chlorophyll are present as holophytic nutrition. Animal features presence in pelliculi, which is not made up of cellulose. Contractile vacuole is present. Longitudinal binary fusions are present. The main feature that distinguishes protistas is this clade is the presence of spiral crystalline rod of unknown function inside the flagella. Now let us discuss about smile molds. The smile molds are saprophytic protistas. Anton D. Berry 1875 related them to animals and called them as Mycetozoa. These are also named as fungus animals because they share the common characteristics of animals and are known as protistagengi. And due to their protistine nature, the general features of smile molds are discussed here are T smile molds and are acellular and cellular types. About 600 species are present in smile molds. Smile mold's body moves long decaying twigs and leaves engulfing organic material. Under suitable conditions, they form an aggregation called plasmodium which may grow and spread over several sheets. During unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium differentiates and form fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. The spores possess two walls. They are extremely resistant and survive for many years. Even under adverse conditions, the spores are disappear by air currents reported by biologists, out of which 27 species known from the India. They are found in most terrestrial places rich in decaying organic food. The body of smile molds is covered with mucilage having gelatinous sheet consisting. They do not have chlorophyll. They are surrounded by plasma membrane. However, the spores have the cellulosic cell walls. They show phagotropic or septotropic nutrition. Both sexual and asexual modes of reproduction occurs in smile molds. They are like protozoans in their amoeboid plasmodial stages and similar to true fungi in spore formation. Acellular smile molds are common, found on dead and decaying plant matter. The cellular smile molds occurs in all humans containing upper layer of dump soil. When the food supply is shorter or conditions are not favorable, the amoeboid cells form aggregate without any fusion. This aggregated mass is called pedicoplasmodium. The examples of cellular smile molds are Dictyostelium and Polyspondylium. The plasmodium is the free-living thalloid body of acellular smile molds. It is wall-less mass of multinucleated protoplasm covered by smile layer. During unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium differentiates and form fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. While during favorable conditions, plasmodium can spread over several sheets. The smile molds are beneficial as they cause the decomposition of organic matter in the soil. Protozoans. Now let us discuss about protozoans. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. They are believed to be primitive relatives of animals. There are four major groups of protozoans. First one is amoeboid protozoans. These organisms live in fresh water, sea water and moist soil. They move and capture their prey by putting out pedicopodia as in amoeba. Marine forms have cilia cells on their surface. Some of them such as entamoeba are parasites. Include unicellular protist, which animal-like behavior. They were first studied by Leeuwenhoek in 1677. Protozoan protistus may be aquatic, terrestrial or parasite. They can cause several diseases in humans and animals. Now let us discuss the general characteristics of protozoans. There are microscopic, small, unicellular and colorless organisms with different shapes. Locomotion occurs with the help of finger-like pedicopodia, flagella or hair cilia. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. Respirations occur through the general surface of the body. The reproduction occurs by binary fusion, multiple fusion or budding. Sexual reproduction occurs by zygamy and conjugation. Let us discuss in detail about the four major groups of protozoans. First one is amoeboid protozoans. Amoeboid protozoans live in fresh water, sea water or moist soil. Examples of these protozoans are amoeba, entamoeba. General features of these amoeboid protozoans are they move and capture their prey by putting out the pedicopodia as in amoeba. The body is without periplast. It may be naked or have a calcareous cell. Flagella are present in some developmental stages. They also develop when food becomes scarce. Nutrition is holozoic. Asexual reproduction occurs by binary fusion, multiple fusion, spores and budding, and sexual reproduction occurs by zygamy. Next one is flagellated protozoans. The members of this group are either free-living organisms or parasitic. They have flagella. The parasitic form causes diseases such as sleeping sickness, example, trypanosoma. The general features of this group as follows. They have flagella for locomotion as their name suggests. They may be aquatic, free-living, parasite or symbiotic. The body is enclosed by a firm pellicule. Nutrition is holozoic, saprobic and parasitic. Asexual reproduction is by binary fusion and sexual reproduction is observed in some forms only. Various species of these protozoans causes diseases in humans. Examples like sleeping sickness, kala azar, dum fever, etc. Next one is ciliated protozoans. These are aquatic, actively moving organisms because the presence of thousands of cilia. They have a cavity that opens to the outside of the cell surface. The coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to be stirred into the gullet. Example, paramecium. Now let us discuss some of the general features of this group. Many ciliates live as free-living individuals in fresh, percent and marine water, etc. A large number of cilia present on whole body surface. The cilia are used to capture food and for locomotion. The nutrition is halozoic except in some parasitic forms. The body is covered with flexible pelliculi. There are definite regions for ingestion and egestion. The ciliates have a large macronucleus and small micronucleus. They have small ejectable trichocytes for defense. Osmoregulation occurs by contractile vacuole. Asexual reproduction occurs by transfer binary fusion or budding. Cyst formation is also occurred during unfavorable condition. Sexual reproduction by means of conjugation. Now let us discuss about sporozoans. This includes diverse organisms that have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. Most nutritious is Plasmodium, means malaria parasite, which causes malaria, a disease which has staggering effect on human population. Let us discuss the general features of this group. All sporozoans are endoparasites and pathogenic. Locomotory organs are absent in this organism. Nutrition is parasitic, means absorptive. Body is covered with an elastic pellicule and cuticule, and contractile vacuoles are absent. Asexual reproduction occurs through multiple fusion, and sexual reproduction occurs by synogamy. Life cycle may include two different hosts. Example, Plasmodium requires two hosts, female Anopheles mosquito and human beings. It is responsible for causing malaria in humans.